Right away, that is your mistle. That's kind of like your checkpoint area. Once you hit that, you're able to rest there. You're able to recover health. Enemies, of course, are reset. If you haven't noticed, this is a third-person action RPG. It takes place in the future, post-apocalyptic. You play as vampires, or as they're called in the game, they're called revenants. Right away, one of the biggest differences between this and other like Souls-like games is you're always going to have a constant companion with you. You're always going to have that character. So for the demo itself, it's Mia, right, Steven?
Yes.
She's able to buff you. She's able to resurrect you. And then she's also able to use a communal gift, and we'll get into gifts a little bit later. But basically, it's those icons there in the top right-hand corner.
You can almost think of it as kind of your magic palette.
Yes, your magic powers. In order to use those, you need iCore, which is that second gauge where it says 11 out of 12. When Steven actually first started, I believe it was 10 out of 10. You start out with 10 iCore, and then you're able to actually gain more by draining enemies of their blood.
For the demo, you're capped at 20 iCore, I think, that you're able to get.
Yes.
So you can do about 5 drains, keep increasing your iCore by 2.
What I find really interesting about this system, actually, is it rewards you kind of long-term. So, like, for instance, for this demo, you want to build it up because when you get to that boss, which we'll get to later, the Queen's Knight, you want as much iCore as you can get.
It's true. Why am I not getting this box anymore? Huh. I'll come back.
You're not gonna open the treasure chest?
No, I think you know, this is an early build, so when I got hit while I was trying to open it, it
it bugged out on you?
Yep.
Oh no! Okay, so
let's test your hands again. You know.
Yep. What's actually? I can tell you what's in the box, but it is a. I believe it's the bayonet, right?
It's the not a head. It's not a head.
It's the halberd, right?
Yeah. No, that one was the bayonet.
Okay.
If I end up dying, then
we can go
come back to it. Yeah.
I wonder if we hit the mistle, will we be able to reset that, or? I don't know if you want to try and fight all those enemies again.
No, I can go back through.
Or we can just run like right through.
We got time. Yep. So yeah. I'll just go ahead and.
Like Steven mentioned earlier, actually, this is an early build of the game. So if you notice like frame rate drops or animations not there, we know about that, and it is getting worked on. So the game is going to look a lot better. It's going to play a lot better when it finally hits.
Yeah, I got it's a. Just it won't let me access anything.
Oh, it won't let you access it. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just do a good tester trick right here. Oop, gotta jump off the edge.
Oh no! Steven, you gotta get good, man. What are you doing?
I know. That edge was just waiting for it.
Yeah. There you can see some of the controls. So we are resurrected. Another thing I like about having Mia as a companion, she's constantly communicating with you, whether it's just she's giving you a guff for not performing well, or she takes note of like you're looking around the area. I remember there was a few points when I played the demo earlier. She's like, "Oh, you're really like focused on just exploring the area." Something to that effect. I don't remember the exact wording she used. And then she also gives you hints, like she'll tell you if there's enemies down below and stuff like that. So that's really cool. You're always having that kind of interaction.
That wasn't bad at all.
Do you know if that was something the producers, like, or the developers of the game had, like, in mind for the start, was always having a constant companion character?
Yeah, one of the things that they mentioned about other kind of action RPGs that are in the same vein.
Same vein?
No pun intended.
You're waiting for that, Steven.
It's hard to not walk into that one.
That's true.
But, you know, they thought about some of the elements that, you know, they thought were maybe a barrier for entry for some people for this type of series. So one of them was the isolation. You know, you're generally playing as a solo player. There isn't always a companion that's with you. Right. So they thought that adding a companion would be a great way to kind of give people a greater sense of, I don't know, it's a greater sense of that there's someone there to help you. Like it's not an insurmountable, you know, challenge, you know, but still maintaining all of the challenge elements that you would find in this type of game.
I'm going to take a quick question for the audience because I saw a really good one. Oh, I'm hoping I can find it here. I want to say the name of the person. So the name of the person is Wisteria Tree, and you're asking what was the name of the song in that video that we just released?
So that song was Underground by Vamps.
By Vamps. That's right. Actually, look them up. They make some cool rock music. You have to be into that kind of cheesy rock. But man, I love it. Like Underground's really cool. There's a few other tracks out there. But if you're into like, I guess you can call it J-rock.
Yeah, no, it's definitely in the J-Rock vein. I mean, if anyone's familiar with Hyde's one of the main members of Vamps, and you know, famous from like bands like Lark and Shill. You know, so he's been around for a really long time, very influential in the Japanese rock scene. So I mean, we're super excited to be able to work with him. You know, on this title. I think that his music ends up giving a great atmosphere to what we're looking for.
Definitely, agreed. Yeah, it's a perfect fit for this game. Like you have all these like leather type outfits and this dark, brooding like world, and then you know with that music playing in the background, it's just amazing. That and the pairing of UFO Table doing the opening animation, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I'm so excited to see that whole sequence in there. If I'm I'm thinking I might want to reset the game so that the box actually won't open. I'm going to run to the other box to see
so actually we have plenty of time, so if you do want to reset the game, you know, go for it. You can, you know, you can hit the PS button and just quit out. There isn't anything else there. It's just the code vein ammo, and actually people will get it.
People to be able to get that personal connection to their character. Whether you want to make one that looks like you or you want to make one that just looks like what your favorite ideal character would be.
And actually, if you want to see some of that character customization, we can't show it here because the demo doesn't allow it. IGN did just a huge series of videos for us. So if you go to IGN.com or search IGN Code Vein, you'll see like behind the scenes stuff with the developers talking about the game. You'll see the character customization in action. You'll actually see an exclusive like level they built just for IGN to check it out. It was an IGN First for a while, which is basically just a whole month of just Code Vein content. So if you missed any of that, you should be able to find it on their website, or if you just Google IGN First Code Vein.
Let's see. So speaking of other weapons, let's go in here. Let's
so that gives us actually a chance to check out the menu.
Let's see. Let's change out one of our our blood veil.
Ooh, that Night Spear. This is my favorite weapon so far.
It's really cool. There's like with all the different equips that you can have, there's always the balance of the plus and the minus. So the plus for this guy is that there's a great length. The minus that it takes a moment for it to charge up.
Yes. The animation when he does the drain with that thing is ridiculous. It's so cool. I call it a butt lance.
A butt lance?
That's what I call it.
Thanks, Mia.
It's so Mia has it in a lot of the cutscenes. It's so weird seeing it on your character.
Yeah, and I mean, and as you can see on like the jacket, like so the blood veil, it is definitely a weapon, but it's all connected to their apparel in some sort of way. So right now this is the end of his jacket, but if I was to switch it to Nightclaw, you see how it's turned into like this kind of half cape, and it's really a part of his
it's a sleeve.
arm.
Yeah. And then there's Hounds, which is his shoulder pads that transform into these crazy metallic wolves. They look so cool.
I like how you said that they're like shoulder pads, like it's some like ridiculously like 80s style.
It's
like,
so come on, man. Like there's a lot of like leather.
Well, no, like I'm thinking like think of like a power suit from like the 80s or something, and then like a weapon pops out of it or something. It's pretty funny.
It's pretty 80s. It's got the the J-Rock in there. Granted, it's post-apocalyptic. I know that, but man, yeah, the outfits are. I guess garish would be a word I would use. Fancy? Fancy outfit?
Garish is like, that's such a bad term. It's over the top,
Yeah, over the top, there you go. I don't know, I guess I was looking for a less negative word, but garish is the first thing that popped into my mind. The Hounds don't come out of the sleeves, they come out of the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, someone, Data Sprite Rise, you were saying the Hounds come out of the sleeves. I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure they come out of, well, it's weird because he does wear it over, like, he wears it like an overcoat, like he doesn't put his sleeves on. So maybe you're right. I think you're right. It does come out of his sleeves. I could be mistaken, but I always because I always see him coming out from the top where his shoulders are. So maybe I'm correct. I'll have to look at that again. So maybe you're right.
Double check your apparel, Dimitri.
Huh?
You gotta double check your apparel.
Yeah, I gotta get good at my fashion souls. My apologies. So we were able to open the box.
Yep.
We got the Regicide bandana.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and change out this guy. This one's pretty cool. It's great for being able to draw aggro from a distance.
Cloud92390, you're saying what's up to me? Hello. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on the stream and checking us out.
What is that over there?
What is that?
So yeah, Data Sprite Rise, you're right. Yakumo's comes out of his sleeves. You're 100% right. I just was misremembering just because it looked like his shoulder pads like from his jacket, but you're right. He wears his jacket because he doesn't put his sleeves in. He just wears it like over his shoulder. So my apologies for that. People are asking about a release date. We don't have a solid release date yet. It's going to be sometime in 2018. We don't want to give you one and then, you know, it changes. So 2018 is the release date right now. Or I guess the release year.
Ooh, save me, Mia.
So we got the bayonet. So Steven, you got the bayonet, but you are fighting at close range.
Yeah, well, because I was drawing, you can still do some pretty quick attacks with it. It doesn't have as much damage as the regular short sword, but you can get some pretty quick attacks off. It's really best to, you know, use it, try to get some people from a distance, and then to go back through and switch off to your other weapon really quickly.
Gotcha. Blaze Senpai, you're asking, will Mia be available in certain course in Code Vein? I don't understand the question. If you could rephrase it in some way, it sounds like you're asking if she's going to be like a playable character. She is not. The playable character is the character you create. This is like a pre-made character for us already, and Mia is always going to be one of the NPCs that tags along with you. And she's not the only one. There's actually several. We like revealed Yakumo. Who else have we revealed? Mia obviously is in there. We've revealed a few new characters as well. We've revealed Jack, and we've revealed Ava. I'm not sure if they're going to be one of the partners.
Yeah, these are all party members that we've announced.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so they are all party members.
Yep, they're all different NPCs.
Okay, and each one has a different class, and they have a different gift, right?
Yeah, they each have their own. I mean, you can't switch out their specific equips like your own character. Like you can switch to everything on the fly, which I think is something really cool about Code Vein, is that you don't have to commit to just one type of character and then stick with that the whole game. You can just switch it all on the fly to be able to help you through difficult situations.
Yeah.
But your NPCs are always going to have the same. They're gonna have the same loadouts.
That is actually pretty cool. I like the on-the-fly customization. Radar 117 was asking, can you increase the difficulty of the game, or is it kind of just a set difficulty?
It's a singular difficulty.
Okay.
So there's no like easy, medium, hard.
Right. People are asking about dual audio. If you guys have been paying attention, we've actually released the Underworld trailer on our YouTube channel. Bandai Namco US. Just search for that; you'll be able to find it. We released two of the same trailers, but they are different in the audio. So we have a Japanese trailer and we have an English trailer. So there will be dual audio in the game as well. Some people like the Japanese voiceovers. I prefer most of the English voices, but the Japanese audio track is cool. I dig it as well. I just don't like to read when I'm playing, because I don't read good. Will there be Solaire of a story in this game? I don't know what game you're talking about. I don't know who that character is at all. But praise the sun.
Get out of there.
So yeah, singular difficulty. There's no adjustable difficulty or anything like that. One thing that is adjustable is obviously your class. You're able to increase the different settings. And actually, Steven, if you have a minute after you're done taking out this enemy, if you can go in there and go into the stats, so they can kind of see like how you're able to change your experience and stuff like that. There you go. So yeah, you're able to use your haze to increase the different points.
Oh, I think I can level up right now, too.
Oh, man.
So if
There we go.
once I go back to
The Mistle?
Yep.
Okay. So, Steven, one thing I'm a little unclear. The Lost are human. They used to be humans.
Yeah, everyone used to be human in this world.
Okay.
The idea is that they have all become revenants, but that the ones that you are attacking, they are in fact former revenants that have submitted to bloodlust.
There
so
you go. Okay, yes.
They're crazed with the need for blood, and I believe that the bloodlust, it increases as you are the less blood that you actually consume, the more bloodlust you end up incurring.
Gotcha. People are in the chat are asking, why aren't you rolling?
I have rolled.
Oh, you have? Okay. Well, there you go.
I'm not going to roll off the edge right here.
Yeah,
but,
that's true. So rolling is in the game, obviously. If you've played other Souls-like games, you can roll. People are asking why you...
See,
there you go. That's why you don't roll.
You roll off the side.
Yeah, because you go flying. So there's your roll. You guys happy now? But yeah, you can roll. You are there different sets of armor like that makes you heavier roll, or is that just part of the leveling up? Like, are you able to be faster when you roll?
You know, I haven't gotten into that level of. Let me check actually the stat sheet.
Mr. Chips just as planned. You're right. That was planned. Steven was totally.
Yeah, there's definitely different speeds that you're able to get. So it's like as you start leveling up, you can increase the speed for how fast it takes to shoot off like one of your gifts. Which I could actually probably utilize those a little bit more.
Sadweeb69 actually asked a good question. Is this game story heavy? I think it is. From everything I've seen, there is a lot of like lore to this game. Like there's so many like different like voices I've seen, and there's so much talking about like the Red Queen and stuff like that. So I do feel like it's very story based.
There's a huge focus on story.
Yeah. Max, you've asked, read this question. So I'm reading it. Is there blocking and parrying or advanced dodge mechanics? How about New Game Plus? So there is dodging and parrying in this game. Yeah, we've seen it. Actually, that's how you gain focus. Is I'm sorry. That's how you gain Ichor. Is you parry and repose, and then increases your And you can also do charge attack. See how he actually got +2 Ichor. And that's a big focus to the game, is to increase your Ichor so you're making boss fights easier. It's kind of like you're playing the long game. The more Ichor you have, the more you're able to use your gifts. And now that actually we're talking about gifts, let's go through some of them.
Yeah, let's see. So let's go ahead and give ourselves some shield, and we can throw in some lightning. That'll be helpful later, which you guys will see. Oh, nope.
Cloud92390, that's actually a good question. What's the penalty for dying? The penalty is you get reset back to the mistle.
Yeah, and you have to go and you have to recollect your haze from wherever you were at.
So pretty similar to other Souls-like games. Is you die and you get reset at the last mistle you were set to. You'll have your health back. The enemies will be reset. And then, like what Steven was saying, is haze the units that you use to level up. You have to go and collect it again, and they're kind of like your souls. Are there any dual wield weapons in this game, Steven? I know I haven't seen any.
I don't believe that there's any dual wield.
Okay, yeah, there's no dual wield weapons.
Here's like a giant sword. So slow.
So some of the gifts that you're able, the gifts are you're able to buff your character, you're able to buff your strength, your speed, your weapon. You're actually also able to heal Mia. The two links there is it allows you to resurrect Mia if she dies. That's super important during the boss fight. Some of the other gifts that you have there, you have a lightning sword. And then at the very bottom there is the communal gift, and that's actually really cool. You kind of go into like this super like frenzied mode where your eyes glow blood red. It also did you just do it? No, I think you did
I
the
just
other
did,
one. Yeah, the sword one.
Power increase.
Got it. So yeah, back to the communal gift, that one at the bottom. That's kind of it's a butterfly one. You can't see it because it's grayed out right now because Steven doesn't have enough Ichor in order to use it.
And that one takes 10. I believe.
It actually. So once you use that, it actually cuts your Ichor in half, right? I think it splits into 5.
The drain there. Launch.
Will there be character costumes? You're able to customize your costume.
Not for your NPCs. So
right.
Your own costume. There's a bunch of different variations that you're able to select and equip when you create your character.
Is the music composer for this game Go Shina? I'm not 100% sure on that.
The original track, I want to say the first trailer that we had, that was a Go Shina track.
Okay, yeah, I know they've done work on God Eater.
Yep.
Xbox One enhancements, Steven. This game is going to be Xbox One enhanced.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to support Xbox One X features.
Yes.
We haven't clarified exactly all the different features that will be available.
Sapphire TNT. Can you upgrade attack speed? Yeah, you can. That's one of the things you're able to upgrade with the haze. Do you know if there's a hub area, Steven, that you're able to go to?
Yeah, so when you go to your Mistal, you're able to level up your character, you're able to refill your health. It does reset the location for all of your all the enemies that you've defeated already.
Yeah.
But then it also gives you a chance to go back to it's like a hub safe world where you and your other revenants, it's kind of like your home base. And then from there you can also switch out to a different character that you would want to be playing as.
Gotcha. Mazo Hist is asking if this is the game open world or is it a linear path? So within the levels, it's pretty linear. Like there's paths to go to, like there's branching paths. But it's not like open world. It's not like, you know, say like. That's me laughing at Tomizawa-san's joke. You know, it was when we were doing the interview actually. Hub and Spoke is a common networker. Thank you, Atomized. I've just known it, you know, from the Dark Souls series. So if you guys notice, there isn't any music in the game, but there will be once the game comes out. It's just like we said, this is the first Blood build, so we're just kind of going through it. Mia's a range character. She kind of hangs back and buffs you, and then uses her rifle to help you out as well. Some of the other gifts you have are the range projectiles there, and then, like I said, you're also able to buff your speed with that those bottom 4 gifts and that top one there. And actually, like we were saying, each one costs a different amount. Steven, can you hit R2 really fast? Okay, so yeah, you're able to see how much ichor each gift costs. Can you roll through crates? Yes, you can roll through crates. I believe Steven actually just slashed through one, but you are able to roll through them as well. Are there any backstabs? There are backstabs in this game.
Backstabs are so hard to do.
They are super difficult to do. I'm hoping they get tuned up before the game comes out.
I mean, right now, the backstabs, you just have to be really close.
Super, like you have to be touching them, which is strange to me. It's like, wouldn't they turn around if you were that close?
The nice thing is that the team's been super eager to, you know, get the feedback that we've been getting from fans, like from the different playables. You know, they really have been going through and taking in a lot of feedback on the best way to tune this game for everyone to play. Oh, I guess I can't use that now. There we go.
Are you, have you been able to do a parry and riposte yet?
No, I just did the communal gift, so you can see, like, how you have like these teleportation dashes.
Can't lose this one.
So yeah, Steven just activated the communal gift. That like I was saying, it cuts your ichor in half, but it makes you a ton. Like it gives you like this frenzy mode where you move faster, you're able to hit harder. And I don't know if you have the upward slash. Yeah, you do have the upward slash. There you go. And that's one of the drains there, and that gains back some of your ichor.
Reset my camera.
Mazohist was asking if there are any environmental traps.
I mean, well, you saw you can fall off the side.
Those enemies that drop down from the top.
Yeah, I mean, there's no, I haven't seen anything like, you know, a spike floor or something like that. But again, you know, we haven't revealed elements of the full game quite yet, so I can't say for certain. So you'll have to see it.
Gotcha. Does drinking blood, drinking blood does not heal you, draining it like that, that doesn't, that just gives you your ichor back.
Yep.
No problem, Miss Mazohist. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. Mazohist. Mazohist? Apologies if I'm not.
There's that big dude over there. This guy out of there first. So that's one of the things that's you know, if you've played other games in the similar genre, there's a lot of exploration that you want to do within your path to find like what's the most advantageous way of taking on your enemies. Do you want to like lure someone away? Do you attack them all as a group? You can't really just go into things full bore. That guy down there is a real pain, but oh, and I just fell down.
Oh man, get out of there! Yes.
Down there.
Luckily, if you're not able to make it to the boss, we have a shortcut. So.
Oh man. Let's go. Oh.
Damn it. One thing we haven't really talked about is that blue bar above your stamina gauge. That's the focus bar. The way that fills up is whether you're taking damage, if you do a parry. If once it goes all the way blue, you're kind of you're in this like enhanced, increased mode to where you're able to do additional moves like an upward strike. You're also able to, I believe, move a little quicker and then hit a little harder.
Yeah.
You're awake? Can you see me?
So it's basically you're just focused. The enemy actually can go in that state as well.
Yeah. No, definitely. Like that's. And again, it kind of plays into that whole idea that, you know, you're a Revenant, these are Revenants. You guys do have similar powers, just they're
crazy and you ain't.
Yeah, they're crazed and they're not going to be, you know, as skillful as you are. And it's more of a power in numbers for them.
Tresk, you asked if Mia can die. She can surely die, yes. And if she dies, that it's really a hindrance. Like when you're fighting on your own, it's really tough because Mia buffs you. She resurrects you if you die. Luckily, there is a gift that you're able to use to resurrect her, which is those in the bottom section on that top area. There's the 2 links. They kind of look like chain links. What that does is it allows you to resurrect Mia.
You have to use every tool you have, right?
I remember telling people at New York Comic Con, I was like, "Oh, it's the little icon with the 2 chevrons." They're like, "Chevron?" I'm like,
"I'm not trying to get gas." I call them chain links.
That's where their icon comes from.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. You're in danger.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are asking about New Game Plus.
There is no news on a New Game Plus
Okay.
at the moment.
Yeah, sure.
But definitely stay tuned because we'll have more info as it comes.
Yes.
Don't get surrounded.
Fruitcake says hi, Dimitri and Steven. Fruitcake.
Oh, hey, Fruitcake.
Yes, hello. She is our resident Code Vein cosplayer. Shout outs to her. She put that costume together herself. She built the fuzzy hat and the outfit. And then Lionel, one of her friends, actually built the mask and the weapon that she carries with her. If you've been to any of our shows where we featured Code Vein, she's been a trooper. She's been there taking pictures with everybody.
Cosplay queen.
Cosplay
Hey,
queen Fruitcake. That is her. So give her a follow if you get a chance. She's one of the nicest, friendliest, coolest people I've ever had the pleasure of working with.
Oh, so nice.
Huh?
So nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Fruitcake.
That wasn't bad at all.
What does the butterfly icon do? That's the communal gift. So when you activate that, it cuts your icon in half, which is that. See how it says 9 out of 12 there? But it puts you in this like super frenzied, powered up state where you have additional moves. You're able to move faster. You have this like shadow dash.
So let's do a quick step.
Yeah, if you guys ever hear that Code Vein's like coming to a convention near you, feel free to cosplay as a Code Vein character. Take a picture with Fruitcake if she's there. We'd love to see more Code Vein cosplay. The thing is, it's like super intricate to do cosplay. I want to, cosplay as Yukomo, but that costume will take me hours. Hours I don't have, nor the skill to do such a thing. Maybe I'll have Fruitcake make me one.
Come on.
Yeah, get me up. Do that. Trade attack.
Sisk is asking link to cosplay. If you just search XO Fruitcake XO, I believe, on Twitter, you'll be able to see her her Twitter profile there and just follow that. Like I think she has links to her like Facebook and stuff like that. You'll be able to follow her there. Wisteria Tree, I would love for you to cosplay as a Kobe character. You know, take your pick. We actually need someone to play as Nicola. He's tough to cosplay. You need a smaller
anyone got little cousins or something like that?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Or you know, you can play it as like an adult Nicola. Sure, why not? If you guys don't know who Nicola is, that's actually Mia's brother, and the reason she's so like protective. She like that's her, you know, single focus in this world is her little brother, taking care of her little brother, and likewise for him. He's trying to look out for her and, you know, show her that he can do that as well.
And one of those things about, like, you know, these revenants, they've all lost their memories.
Yes.
So as they go through the game, they're going to be discovering like different memory fragments, and you know, the few memories that they have left are definitely play key into their actions and motivations as characters.
A lot of people are asking for if there's going to be a demo. We have no plans for a demo. We haven't announced anything. But, you know, stay tuned. You never know. There's still, you know, things that we can do with this game. It's still early. Obviously, we want to bring it to as many shows as we can. So even if you don't get it, even if we don't have like a demo on like PSN or Xbox Live, anytime you know there's a big convention, we try to get it there. And if you keep an eye on our social channels, we'll let you know if Code Vein's coming to any of those. Is there a romance system? That's actually a good question.
Everyone keeps talking about, they're like, can I date my partner? Partner's so important for me. Like, who can I date? And it's just like, oh, you guys must really like these characters.
How are you doing?
Yeah. Well, the you know, the producer of the game has been out there saying things like, oh, Mia's sexy and Mia's a cute looking girl, you know. So I think it leads to the illusion that there's like a dating aspect. I don't think there's going to be a dating aspect, you know, not that I've seen anyway.
So I'm bringing this over to the boss so that you can see what the...
Get tired of...
well, you know, once you get past that mid guy, then you have like one more section that you go through, but really I think it's kind of cool being able to see the boss. And one of the things, like when we were at New York Comic Con, we had a challenge for people. It was a beat the boss challenge.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that man.
I think we had like maybe 60 people over the course of the whole show to actually beat it.
Yes,
so,
yeah, it was something around that
really
area.
proud with actually, you know, how people came out with it. There's a lot of, you know, teams like of people that were like talking about strategies and like, you know, what's the best way for you to go about taking on the boss. Lots of different strategies that people had.
Yeah, so the one thing I got out of all those like boss rushes that people were doing is the learning aspect. Like people were talking to each other about, no, you got to do this, you got to, you know, you got to buff your character here and stuff like that. So there's no like explanation on how to beat this boss, but people over time would just keep playing and playing this demo. It was a beautiful thing to watch. I was really impressed with how people were learning how to play it, because when I originally played this demo, I was just like, there's no way people are going to be able to finish. Like, not one person is going to be able to beat this over But sure enough, you know, after over the 3 days of New York Comic Con, we were giving out shirts left and right. It was awesome. People are asking if you can get Mia's fluffy hat.
Like if you can like buy it.
Well, like no. Like if you can customize your character with the fluffy hat, with the fuzzy hat.
Oh, that'd be great.
I mean, never know. It could be one of the items you get, because you can make a female or a male character. So.
So when you're playing this boss, Mia is extremely helpful.
She's also extremely aggressive. She is constantly attacking him to the point where it's like, kind of back up a little so you don't die, Mia. You're actually doing really well, Steven.
Don't jinx me.
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to ask you any questions. I'm just, I guess I'm just gonna like just talk about the boss of the Queen's Knight. We don't know too much about him. We know there is a Red Queen in the game. He might have something to do with her.
Yeah, we just haven't revealed the significance of the Queen yet. I've read some of the story and it sounds pretty cool. I mean, it is done by the team that did God Eater, so there's a lot of really crazy lore that's in there. But I think that people will be really excited.
Yes, yeah, agreed.
Oh, did Mia die? Where'd you go, Boo? Oh.
Where'd you go, Boo?
Yep. That AOR is just. Or AoE is just
especially at this, so there's actually 3 stages to this boss, and at this 3rd stage, man, he gets super aggressive, really hard, and just keeps spamming that overhead attack.
Yeah, it's
that
just,
the
you have to
AOR.
time it right, because there's two, you know, it's with these types of games, it's all about observing attack patterns and thinking about what's your best strategy of getting in there. The fact that you always have a partner character and your partner is going to be doing various things, it does change up the gameplay for every battle. So it's not like you're going to go through the same, like, okay, he's going through phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Sometimes you might find them being much more attracted to you and wanting to attack you more often than your partner, or vice versa.
I wonder if there's a way to draw aggro, if maybe that's one of the gifts you get later on.
That's what, like, if you see the little, the one iCore gift, I forget the exact name. It's just basically a simple little shot. But that's
oh,
one
that's
way.
the draw aggro.
That's
okay,
the draw aggro.
Sweet. Okay, yeah. If you're ever confused on the names, like I always forget the names. You can pull them up actually on the when you hit the pause menu, which you shouldn't do right now.
I only have 30 seconds. To
Yeah,
beat
you're
this
about
guy.
to.
Yeah, we have this demo on a 15-second.
Right. Yeah. So this is a show demo. So like, yeah, there's a 15 minute limit on it, and it'll reset. But we'll get us a few more runs. We still got plenty of time if you guys want to hang with us and just check out some more Steven trying to beat this boss.
So it's me saving Mia right there, and she'll hopefully save me back. And then
I'm just looking through the questions, guys, trying to find someone. Is there a skill tree in the game?
yeah, so there is. They're called blood codes.
Yes.
And so you can use. There's different blood codes that you're able to get, and then there are different trees that you're able to learn various gifts through that blood code. And you can switch between different blood codes on the fly. So it's not like certain gifts are only for, like, you know, if you're playing like a warrior class or something like that. Like the blood codes can be earned and then swapped out based on the type of character type that you want to play as.
Yeah. So Koro, this boss is not easy. I don't know where you get this information from, or if maybe you're just that good. But man, this boss, even after the numerous times, I mean, once you learn the patterns, he becomes manageable, I guess is the word I would use. But definitely not easy, especially at that stage 3. My hands were getting sweaty and tight. Get good, lol. Yes. Haven't heard that one yet.
What? What a novel idea.
Nah, this boss was easy. All right, fair enough, Sokar. Hey, you're better than I am at
Hey,
this game.
yeah, people are saying the same thing in line at New York Comic Con, and it was very funny watching them go up and play it. They're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Jeez, that was tough.
Is there a magic range weapon options? Yeah, you actually saw some of the projectile attacks that you can use with your gifts. And then Steven earlier on actually picked up a bayonet, which is a ranged weapon he's got that also has melee functionality, just not ideal for it.
I did see, I think, one person beat the boss with the bayonet. There was
I've
like
never
2
seen
people
that. Okay, wow.
with the halberd. There was a couple that were really proud of like using like the long sword. Just the pacing for that one's pretty tough for me. But it does get really good damage.
Yeah. Gone Leading, asking about invincibility frames on roll. Yeah, there's invincibility frames on rolls. So when you roll, you don't take damage.
Yep.
Is it hard or are you bad? It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, Wisteria Tree. So maybe these guys are trolling me or something. I said this looks like a brutal battle, and you're right. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. How many weapons are going to be in this game? Is there a definitive number? We haven't finalized the amount of weapons yet, so I don't want to put bust out a number and it's incorrect or it's switched. So right now in the demo, I believe there are 3 weapons, 3 or 4. No, there's also the halberd and the hammer. So I think maybe 5 total.
Yeah, there's 5 weapon types, but then you can beef up your weapons and you can get other weapons from the weapon shop.
There you go. Yeah, the music in this game is actually pretty epic, especially during this boss fight. You get like these big crescendos. I love it. Like everything about this game is just so cool. The action RPG aspect, the anime aspect, the story. I'm loving all of it so far. The monster designs are super cool. Like the Queen's Knight looks ridiculous in a good way.
keep missing out on Mia. Like, she'll just drop out.
Wizzy Tekken, you're asking if there's going to be a difficulty select. We've already answered it, but just in case you missed it, no, there's no difficulty select. It's already just a set difficulty. Sorry, Steven, you were saying.
Oh no, I was just mumbling about Mia being dead.
No, you were.
Well, one of the things, so like another feature in this demo, like if I wasn't trying to rush over to this area, is that you can go through the stage and you can beef up your character, and then you can use the haze that you've collected to level up your character, which actually does give you a bit of help, but you need to just organize everything while you're playing. It's that 15-minute thing, you know? If you go through one pass, like it's pretty good, but it's a little tough for me.
I was making the mistake of telling people at the shows they should go through the level and then like go through the boss, and it's like, like what? I'm not good enough to just beat the boss. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like, do your thing, whatever you want to do.
I'm just trying to help you out.
Yeah. So, but I think over time people just figured out that just getting the patterns from the boss is easier. Granted, like what Steven was saying, going through the stage and collecting the I-core works as well. So there's two ways you can approach the situation. You can brute force it, or you can try to collect the I-core and make it an easier fight. Have the NPC heal you and you're good. So yes, the NPC can heal you, but it's a certain amount of times that she can heal you.
It's like your health and is tied to that heal.
Yeah. So it's a risk reward type thing. Like you can use it, but then she is, she's much more susceptible to getting killed. Mad Argentinian, 3 is how many licks it takes to get to the middle of a Tootsie Roll Pop.
No one wants to be in the middle of a Tootsie Roll Pop.
Yeah.
It's a trick.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Other than Mia healing you, Treska's asking, other than Mia healing you, is there any way to heal? Yes, so you actually have, see how in the top left-hand corner, Steven actually just used it. There's healing items that you can use to regain some health. Just like using a flask in other games, it takes time, so you have to kind of back away, and you can still be attacked while you're using it, so you have to time it, just right to use it. I'm wondering if Mia's always going to be so hyper aggressive, like during boss battles. She just.
She shouldn't be. I mean.
I think the Queen's Knight did something to Nicola, so she's like, trying to get revenge.
She pissed.
That's the story in my mind, anyway. Are there any perks or advantages for turning to Lost? I missed the name. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. Metal Gaming. Are there any perks to turning into Lost? You're crazy and you don't give a hoot. That's the only advantage I can think of.
Don't give a hoot.
I couldn't think of a better word that would be allowed on the stream.
You're back.
Like a propaganda poster or something. Like don't become lost.
Yeah.
Give a hoot.
Give a hoot.
Yeah.
Don't
get lost.
Mad Argentinian, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It does look cool, and I appreciate that you're going to be picking up on release day, man.
Thanks for giving a hoot.
Thanks for giving a hoot about this game.
I'm not going to let you go with that one.
Yeah,
it's going to be constant. Like
sometimes I got to think on the fly here, Steven.
It's positive and family friendly.
I could have said the other thing.
Yeah, I don't know what the other thing is. But.
Yeah, well, you don't want to know what the other thing is. One other thing I really like is the overall design, like even when Queen's Knight came up and you see the little code vein, how it's integrated into the title, the little things like that always interest me. Wisteria Tree, I'm giving a hoot about this game since I want to play it so much. Thanks, Wister Tree. So yeah, as he goes from the different stages, he's going to get more aggressive, he's going to use more attacks, and he's really going after Mia here. I think he knows that she's healing you, and he wants to take her out of the equation.
I just want her to get away from me. Like, it's better to like kind of switch it up so that, you know, he's going after one of you. Just
Yes.
the unfortunate part is when you need to gain ground back towards him.
Yeah. I have faith in you, Steven. I believe
know, this
you
one's
can do
going
it.
so well.
I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm just gonna look at this chat and find some sweet questions to ask. Can you parry this boss? Ooh, I've never tried to parry the boss.
I had a
actually.
lot of people try, and I heard from the developer that you can, but in doing it, it was really, really tough. So
Okay.
I haven't been able to do it. But the boss does have a parry attack, like what his stance that was right there. If you hit him during that parry, then he'll switch to that.
Why is this happening?
Why didn't you help me, Mia? Oh.
Is this game 60 FPS? It's 30 right now. I'm sure it's going to be increased. I don't quote. I'm not saying it's going to be 60, but right now we're playing it at 30 FPS. Where did the color go? This is a post-apocalyptic world. It's supposed to be dingy and grungy. But if you've seen some of the latest screenshots, there actually are like beautiful-looking areas, like the frozen wasteland, or I believe they're called the rigid wastes. It's like the snowy type area. That looks really cool, and that's kind of different. So it's not always going to be this drab, like post-apocalyptic world. Oh, well, granted, it's always going to be post-apocalyptic, but it's not always going to be this type of area, I guess is what I'm saying. People are asking about dual wielding. There is no dual wielding that I've seen yet. Steven's switching it up to a different tactic, using a big old sword instead. Do the bosses drop anything after you defeat them? That is a good question. I know in the demo they don't drop anything. I know the regular standard enemies drop, you know, Ichor and stuff like that. Or sorry, not Ichor, like Haze. There are, you know, stun locks where like Steven just dropped the enemy there like that. When you customize your character, you're also able to switch between. You can either pick a male or female character as well. You don't always have to stick with the male. And like I said, this is just a pre-made character that we have just for the demo. Has there been a projected release date? No projected release date right now. It's just 2018. This looks way better than some of the cutscenes. Yeah, I mean the cutscenes are kind of their own thing. You haven't seen them all. The game does look good. There's also in-game cinematics, so glad you like the way it looks. Randy Lee said, I'm going to play the S out of this game. Great, Randy. You're going to play the hoot out of this game.
Oh man, everyone's going to play the hoot out of this game.
Come on, damn it. I'm sorry.
So we'll give it one more run, Steven, and then after that, we're gonna call it a day. So if this isn't the one, we'll have to come back when we're good.
Yep.
King Mekachu, this game does look cool. Thank you. Can you solo, or do you always have to have Mia in mind? So Mia can die, so you can solo, but this game isn't really made to like without playing. Like it becomes a way more difficult game without having your partner with you. I saw. That's why. See, I'm not asking you. I'm like just trying to just have the conversation. I'm trying to let you focus. I want you to do this, Steven. I believe in you. I've seen you do this before.
Yeah.
You're really okay.
It looks like just.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to
10
just
seconds
let the timer go down, and then we'll try it one more time,
Alright.
and then if it doesn't happen this time,
Change something.
we'll have to
Pop
try. Yeah.
Pop off gifts. What have you run around? Dash. Yeah, 2018, big year for Bandai Namco.
It's huge. There's a lot of stuff coming out. I mean, you know, we've got, you know, Code Vein, we've got Dragon Ball Fighters. There is a ton of games coming out. I know this one isn't 20. This one doesn't even have a date, but we announced God Eater 3. How crazy is that? Like, God Eater is one of my favorite series, and then having that third one, there you go. If you guys are asking me about dual wielding, God Eater 3 has dual wielding.
Did y'all see that trailer with the new weapon?
That was dope.
Oh,
like the minute
man.
he was, yeah, that was so cool.
I was really lucky. The team let me play a really, really early slice of the build
Do tell.
a while ago, and so I got to try out that dual wield weapon.
Okay.
It was super, super cool.
It's magical.
It was so cool.
Oh man, it looks that way. So like, God Eater games have been criticized for the animation being kind of stiff before, you know.
No, well, I mean, like you figure, like what other game has been ported from like
From
PSP to
from the
PS3 to
PSP.
PS4.
Yeah.
You know, so the fact that they're making a new one that's being built from the ground up for PS4 is just super
Very
awesome.
methodical, aren't you?
All right, this is the one, Steven. You have
Yeah.
this.
So let's see, let's do that. Let's do this.
Hashtag go Steven in the chat.
So this was like one of the things, like before going into a boss battle, it's really smart to pop off some of your gifts because they take a while to charge, and he doesn't give you that much breathing room to be able to start doing other ones. He's weak to electrical attack, which is great. Dodged right there.
Mr. John Fox in the chat asks if there are loot boxes. There are no loot boxes in the game to where like you use real money to spend on things, so don't worry about there. We don't have any of those. But there are loot boxes to the effect of there are boxes in the game where there's loot in them and that you can, collect. That doesn't cost money, it's free, it's in the game. People are in the chat saying go Steven.
Yay!
Lend us your power.
Was this like a Peter Pan moment or
No,
something?
Dragon
Like
Ball,
a-
bro. That was a Dragon Ball reference where they're lending Goku all their spirit
Oh,
energy.
okay,
And
yeah.
he's charging up. Come on, man. It's Bandai Namco.
Hey, that's not my brand, man.
It's a good point. Accurate.
If you're talking about One Piece, though, then
Yeah. Lend us your gum fruit. Just dodge. Thank you for that helpful tip. Save the waifu, Steven. He's working on it. The waifu's saving him, actually. She's putting in that work. You can't just dodge the whole time. Well, you can't dodge the whole time because your stamina is going to go down. He is dodge rolling. He's doing his best. He's actually doing pretty well right now. Oh, you see, this is where he gets aggressive. Luckily, Mia brought him back. This could be the one right here. This is where it becomes, like, this AoE attack is ridiculous. Like, you have to be in the right spot to dodge it.
You just have to dodge to the left. Oh, no.
Yep.
Mia's gone now.
This is issues. But we tried, guys.
Foiled!
Yeah. So, this game is not easy, for sure.
No, it's tough, but I think the thing is that, like, I played other games where it was pretty. I remember getting the first Ninja Gaiden.
Yep.
And I was super stoked because, like, at the time, like, it had the best graphics of everything. It was like, like first-gen consoles. Like, I was so stoked. But in playing it, like, I had so much problem. Anytime I came up on any boss, like, I was just like, oh. And it frustrated me where I ended up putting down the game and didn't end up finishing it because I didn't progress past it.
So, how many tries did it take you to beat Alma?
It was a lot. It was a lot.
I beat her on my first try.
Well, see,
Everybody
that's...
I'm not saying I'm good. I think I just did. So I finished Ninja Gaiden. Since we're talking about Ninja Gaiden, I finished it. But everyone was giving me guff for beating Alma. I'm like, I don't know what I did differently than you guys. And I still, to this day, can't figure it out. But it was like, okay, I get the patterns and stuff like that.
Well, sometimes, like, I wonder, like, do I not understand the shtick? Like, because in playing Dark Souls 3, I started with a thief class. And so when playing it, it gives you, like, a pretty weak weapon. So when I was fighting that first boss, I was having so much, I died like 10 times. And I was just like, man, like, maybe this game isn't for me. Maybe I'm just not good at these types of games. And people don't have to comment at seeing my gameplay for this. But when I switched to the default character and didn't have that small weapon, I beat it on the first try.
Okay.
So sometimes it's just finding that trick. But I can say safely that I do find that I gravitate towards, like, when I'm playing this game, like I want to play it again. Like, I get really excited where I'm just kind of like, okay, I got this thing figured out. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to that kind of puzzle to the strategy of the game involved.
When these games are like this difficult, the driving force for me with Code Vein is the story. I want to know what happens next. I want to know what happens to these characters. I want to know who the Revenants used to be before they became Revenant. Why did they lose their memories? Hopefully that stuff gets explained. Code Vein, it is coming in 2018. It's coming.